everyone, welcome to another video on the PokeGarden channel. Today I'll be taking a look at the theme decks that come from the new X and Y Phantom Forces set. One of them is called Bolt Twister, the other one's Burning Winds. We're going to go ahead and get started with the Burning Winds one because I'm really excited about this Talonflame. I really like the artwork on it. The box looks really cool too. So taking a look at the back, here you can take a look and see what's included in this deck, which is pretty nice. I do like the large number of different types of trainer cards and supporters specifically that you get in this deck, which can be quite useful. And so let's take a look inside, and this is a fire grass type deck, which is kind of interesting that they don't have a psychic type deck, considering this set is so focused on the psychic type. Alright, so first there's a coin here, and here's a Mega Gengar. Pretty cool looking. You do get, as usual, a playmat. This playmat's going to feature Talonflame, looks like, and probably Gargantua on the other side. You get some damage counters. Then you get this little sheet that talks about new additions to the set in the game. Specifically talking about the Team Flare cards. And so Team Flare cards allow you to attach a tool to your opponent's Pokemon. So it's kind of interesting, and they're red in border to signify that you're attaching them to your opponent's Pokemon. That can get kind of confusing, making sure you discard them in your discard pile, not your opponent's, if something happens to that Pokemon, but they have some pretty cool effects. And then it also talks about Manectric EX versus regular Manectric, and special rules regarding evolving Pokemon. And on the back side there is a checklist for all the cards, excluding the secret rares, for every set. Well, not for every set, but this one specifically for the Phantom Forces set. But in every set they don't include secret rares on these sheets, so you kind of have to know about them by word of mouth. Alright. And now taking a look at this, here's a code card for this theme deck. And here's the pretty cool looking deck box for the Phantom Forces Burning Winds deck. And this is the Talonflame. I really like the artwork on this Talonflame. It looks pretty cool. There he is. And this is the Ice Shard or Crystal Shard Holo. It looks pretty cool. For 1 fire energy, lets you flip 2 coins and does 30 more damage for each head. So you're potentially doing up to 90 damage for 1 fire energy. Pretty nice. And for 2 fire and a colorless, lets you do Jet Shoot for 120 damage. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon is increased by 40, which is kind of a downside. But pretty cool looking card. Now, if you are going to be playing this deck, remember that this card has to go and be part of the deck itself. Otherwise, you won't have enough cards to play, as you need at least 60 cards in a deck to play it. And before I open any theme deck, I always mention this, you're going to have 60 cards here, but they're all going to be very similar. You're going to have multiple copies of each card because that's what's needed to play a deck. So, just something to know about. So, here's a bunch of grass energies. Then we have Roller Skates, and we have Loudred, which is doing the Energy Press, 3 colorless damage, 3 colors energy, lets you do Energy Press, which does 30 damage, plus 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, so you can do lots of damage there. And it's got some fire energy, it's got Fletchling, obviously to power up Talonflame. Then we have Tierno, and lets you draw 3 cards. Trick Coin. This is a pretty cool item card, and I really like it. I'm probably going to build a couple decks that require you to flip coins because this is pretty cool. You attach it to one of your Pokemon, and during your turn, after you flip any coins for an attack of that Pokemon this card is attached to, you can ignore all effects of those coin flips and begin reflipping those coins again. So it gives you like a do-over. That's pretty powerful in this theme deck with this Talonflame, because for that first attack you can reflip those 2 coins and try to get some more heads. Then we have a Karrablast, Fire Energy, Swadloon, Pokemon Center Lady, Professor Sycamore, nice trainer to have, nice supporter specifically. Then we have a Fire Energy, then Chansey that's trying to run away here, And it's kind of interesting with the Lucky Punch attack. It does 100 damage, but you have to have exactly 7 cards in your hand, otherwise the attack does nothing. So, pretty sad. Then we have a Sewaddle, Fletchling, Litleo. He looks kind of evil, glaring off on the side there. Grass Energy, Venonat, Fire Energy, Yanma, Potion, Fletchinder. Very cute looking artwork on that too. Ultra Ball. Here's a Venomoth, the second card in the set. Beautiful artwork on that too, I think. And for 1 grass energy, lets you do Dizzying Wind, and whenever your opponent plays a trainer card from his or her hand during his or her next turn, your opponent flips a coin, and if tails, the card has no effect. So you can kind of really cripple your opponent. And for 1 grass and 2 colorless, you can do Noxious Scales and does 50 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. And confusion is really hard to get rid of, especially in theme decks. So this could be a really, really hard card for your opponent to deal with if you're having a theme deck battle. Fire Energy, Fletchling, Whismur, Sewaddle, Professor's Letter, Loudred again, Fire Energy, Evosoda to help you evolve a little faster, Chansey, Grass Energy, Karrablast, Shauna, Fire Energy, Litleo, Sewaddle. Here's that Talonflame. It's the 10th card of the set. And this is the non-holo version, which is the same one that you can get in the packs, but still pretty cool looking card. And there's Pokemon Fan Club, Fire Energy. And there's a Yanma, Fletchinder, Swadloon, Fire Energy, Whismur, Fletchling, Grass Energy, Venonat. And here is Yanmega, the 4th card in the set. This is also a rare. This is a pretty nice looking card, and for 1 grass energy lets you shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards, so pretty nice hand refresher. And then for 3 of any kind of energy lets you do a surprise strike, which does 50 damage, and if this Pokemon was on the bench and became your active Pokemon during this turn, does 50 more damage. So you can do up to 100 damage if you found a way to switch into this Yanmega. It's pretty cool. Fire Energy, Professor's Letter, and an awesome looking Pyroar. And this is the non-holo version, card number 12 from this set. It's a rare. In the set itself, it's a holo rare, so this is an alternate printing of the card. So if you like to try to collect all cards that are printed in the set, you do need to get this one. So from a collector standpoint, these are the 2 cards you're looking to get from this theme deck, the Pyroar and the Crystal Shard Talonflame. The rest of the cards you can get from the set itself. But talking about this card in general with this theme deck, its ability lets you discard a fire energy attached to him, and if you do, switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. So it's almost like you have a free Pokemon catcher that's going to work if you can discard fire energies. And for 3 fire energies and 1 colorless, you can do Infernal Crush for 110 damage, but the Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. So kind of a bad attack if you ask me, but you do want to kind of keep them on your bench just so you can discard that fire energy and get yourself that switch whenever you feel like taking out one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this deck is pretty cool. Overall, what I think it would benefit from is probably a Blacksmith. Blacksmith is a supporter card that will allow you to attach fire energies from your discard pile to your Pokemon. And especially if you're playing with this Pyroar and using his ability, you're discarding those cards anyway. So that would be quite useful way to increase energy acceleration and have that free switch in your deck. So that's pretty cool. I'd probably also try to get rid of some of these colorless Pokemon like Chansey, that aren't going to be as useful. Loudred's pretty cool with his energy press, but he's only got 90 HP, so you'll probably find a couple other type of Pokemon, specifically fire type Pokemon, maybe from the Flash Fire set, that would work better in this deck. But I do really like this deck. I really like some of the amazing cards you can get only in this deck itself, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you come back tomorrow when I open up the other theme deck. See you then.